Yes, villagers, today we're going to be talking about 4 ways for you to deal with microaggressions. If you want to find out what microaggressions are, you are in the right place. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're a returning villager, welcome as well. So, let's get into it. Welcome to Garden of the Mind, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and improve our financial IQ every episode. Most relationships don't start off as negative. Usually they start off as positive and then start to transition to negative. Now I'm talking about relationships in the form of friendships. We could be talking about romantic relationships as well, but mostly between colleagues or about people who are on the same level. Usually it's a way for one to raise themselves higher than the other one. Microaggressions are when people do something very, very small and wait to see what your reaction is. Depending on what your reaction is, then they start to now come with aggression at what they truly felt, but they weren't sure how you were going to react to it before they sent this little litmus test. Tip number 1, clarify what a person means. When a person says something that you find to be offensive, ask them exactly what it is that they said, giving them an opportunity to hear out loud exactly what is said and hear the possible offense in that. Remember, these are usually small, benign things that don't seem to have value, but understand people are angling you or fattening you up for the kill. Figure out where they're going and stop them in their tracks. Tip number 2, confront it while it's small. Usually a person will say something, and if it is a trigger for you and you don't respond to it, then they're going to keep saying things that is going to eventually get bigger and get worse. So before this molehill becomes a mountain, check it early. Stop it from growing while it's yet still small. Example, if a person is interested in talking about a topic that you don't like, you can let them know, I'd prefer not to talk about this particular subject. So stop things when they're at a level of a 2, not when they go past your threshold of a 6, because once that happens, then you won't have the same level of control that you would have had you stopped it at a level 2. Tip number 3, set strong limits. Strong limits prevent people from coming past this line that you have drawn in the sand. Very similar to the example in tip number 2, by you telling people what they can do with you, you are also stopping them from doing what they cannot. You can tell a person, I don't know you that well. I don't feel comfortable talking about this particular topic. Most people would think that you come across as mean, but what it does is it really sets down your respect level and lets people know that you're not a pushover very early. It also sets the tone for the relationship moving forward. Tip number 4, watch for areas of permissibility. Most of the times permissibility comes across in the form of jokes. So watch when people joke with you. What are they trying to say about you? Now this is a very delicate situation because in social situations we all joke with each other. But you know when that joking does not feel like a joke and when it feels more like something harmful. So if these jokes either hurt or questioning whether a person was joking when they said something, chances are it's a microaggression and it needs to be stopped and confronted. Microaggressions can come through so many ways, shapes, and forms. It could happen by a person standing in your way and waiting to see whether you move or not, or it could come from jokes. One way or the other, it's a very small thing that people do to see whether they can move forward. If we remember the game Mother May I, if a person is allowed to take a small step, then usually the next step that they take is going to be a giant step. So watch these small steps that are taken around you because they usually are indicators that at some point a person is going to take a giant step in that very direction that they asked for the small step. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post, which is Wednesday, click on that notification bell. You get that ding on your phone, and you know that a new video is waiting for you. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll see you next week. I'll see you then.